Welcome to Better Bachelor. This is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Every once in a while, you come across a story that has so many things wrong with it that it gives me like 7 things to talk about in this story. It's a pretty hot mess. Before we get into the story, quickly, I'm starting up a new a new idea here that I think I want to try. If you guys go to my About page and you look, you'll see my mailing address, and some of you have already emailed me there. It's beingthebestbachelor@gmail.com. I'm going to do a kind of I'm going to do a ask Joker questions kind of thing. So if you guys have dating questions, funny stories, something like that you want me to answer or address, send it in. If it's interesting, then I will read it on air, and then I will answer it. Kind of, if you've ever listened to Bill Burr, he does something where he does 10 or 15-minute podcasts where he answers questions, and I've always enjoyed listening to him, and I thought maybe that might be something fun I can do. I'll make a new playlist for it. So right now I just have my one playlist. I'll do a new one, which is Q&A or a question and answer type podcast or video cast, and I'll make my own playlist for that. And the thumbnail for it will be the same, which will probably be like a microphone and just a little storyline there, so you guys can easily tell the difference between one of my normal podcasts or one of my normal YouTube videos and one of my other Q&A sessions. So if I get enough interest in that, I'll do a few of them. If I don't get enough that does it, then we'll just ignore it. So here's the story. Let's get right into this. And I think this is funny. So on the Daily Mail here. So also 3 me has ruined dating. Expert who runs a 4,500-pound boot camp for men claims they've become dull, nice guys who repel women because they're too scared of looking creepy. All right, so much to break down here. We'll read a little bit and then we'll jump into it. Okay, so it's led by Kezia Noble, 38, from Chelsea. Says men now feel pushed into online dating because if you do anything wrong in the real world, like I've said in other videos, guys don't know whether they're supposed to talk to someone, if they'll get in trouble, if they can't say this or do this, or they'll be women will think they're creepy or whatever, right? She appeared on Celebs Go Dating in 2018 and coaches men on how to meet women. Slams online dating, claiming people lie on pics and it only works for hot people, which is true. Adds women are fed up of woke men and prefer meeting partners organically. Provides tips for men on how to approach women in real life and engage in chat. Okay, first, let's address the most important thing here. Number 1, any guy who pays $4,500 to a woman to teach him how to pick up women, that's just way too much money and you're an idiot. Number 2, if asking a woman dating advice on how to pick up women is like asking a fish how to catch fish. She's not going to give you the answers that are right. She's going to give you answers that she wants you to do, and she's going to give you answers that she thinks you want to hear, but it's not actually how you want to do it. So, a dating expert claimed that the Also Me movement has made men across the world scared to approach women on the street for fear they'll come across as creepy or being accused of harassment. And you know why? Because they will if they're unattractive. We hear stories about it all the time. There's memes on this stuff where good-looking guy, hey, Janice, you're looking great today. Oh, thanks, Bob, you're great. Thank you for the compliment. And then the creepy, heavy-set guy goes, oh, Janet, you look great today. And she goes, oh, hello, human resources, right? So that's the way it rolls. If you're not one of the top guys, she's going to be very uncomfortable. So men have just said, you know what? I'm not going to approach women at all. And it's not so much that they're afraid they're going to come off creepy. It's they're going to be accused of coming off creepy, or they're going to be accused of something. So guys, we talk about it all the time. It's not worth it. Kezia Noble, 38, from Chelsea, Southwest London, an author who appeared as a coach on Celebs Go Dating. I guess they're going to repeat what they already said earlier. The divorced mother of one. That's who you want to take your dating advice from, guys. For 4,500 pounds a shot, the divorced mother of one. Good job. The divorced mother of one whose YouTube videos offered dating advice have received 75 million views. Said while empowering movement has served a very good purpose, she is concerned about its trickle effect, which has made men feel they can't talk to or interact with women in real life. Now I want to look up her page. I wonder if it's under Kezia Noble. Maybe let me search that real quick here on YouTube. Oh, well, there she is. Let's see. What's she got for videos here? Let's see. Nope, we want to mute that. Let's see. She's got 414,000 followers. Her videos don't get many views, it looks like. How to overcome shyness, what girls like. Testimonial, 45-year-old divorced man does something, takes action. Okay, so I guess she has, maybe she has one. Yeah, here's one. Like how to get a girl to fool around with you fast. 7 years ago, 9 million views. How to make her want you, 6.9 million views. How to tell if a girl likes you, 5.2 million. I'm going to have to do one of her videos. Say this to a girl, 2.8 million views. So many thirsty blokes out there, I tell you. All right. Well, I guess she's more popular than I am, so what do I know, right? So basically she said, yes, the me movement has served a good purpose, but its trickle effect is making men feel like they can't talk or interact with women in real life. It's because they can't, because they do feel that they're going to get called out on something, blamed for something, and may end up losing their job. We've seen brigading where women decide to call and get HR departments and get people removed from jobs, get them arrested, who knows what else. Kezia added that most women she speaks to say they are fed up with the woke men being too nice and bumbling and want a guy to take the bull by the horns and ask them out. Well, do you remember how many times in a video I've said this? Are you ready, fellas? Here we go again. This is exactly what you asked for, and you got it, and now you're not happy about it. Remember just leave me alone. I don't like being looked at or stared at or talked to when I'm out in public. I just want to do my thing. I don't want some guy harassing me or bugging me or creeping me out. So then the men said, you got it. We will leave you completely alone. Fast forward a little bit and it's all of a sudden, I don't get anybody paying attention to me. Why doesn't anybody ask me out anymore? I'm not happy. You get what you asked for. She's super cute. I think she's super cute. Let's see. She told Female the also me movement served a very good purpose. HW has just been gone to upstream, and quite rightly so. There are men in power who abuse it, and this is something I think most people would say should be clamped down upon. My problem is the trickle effect it has had, where it's affecting normal guys approaching women in a bar or on the street. You guys have said the same thing 7 times in this article so far, and we're not even ways into it. It's being perpetuated like you've got to be super, super respectful to women. You can't invade her space. You can't talk to her. You can't approach her. And then it's kind of like, well, what's left? Kezia went on to say it's caused men to water down their masculine traits and take on nice guy persona. This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. Why do you think guys like me, who are a normal, everyday, average, highly functioning, intelligent person, says, I've seen enough of these stories online. I see enough going on in the news. I hear about all these things going on that I just say, you know what? This isn't worth it anymore. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. The reward isn't worth the risk. So guys said, you know what? I'm just done. And if I do have to have an interaction with a woman, whether it's a barista or a waitress or whatever, I'm super polite. I'm super nice. I don't come across as any other way than the same as I would for a guy. That's it. She could be really nice looking and really nice. Even if she offered me her phone number, I'm not going to take it. Okay, maybe that's a lie. Maybe I might take it if she was super pretty and cute and nice. But my point being is there's a point in time where you say, again, I'm not so sure about this risk reward. But if you ask a woman out and she's uncomfortable and you make her uncomfortable, this is what they always complain about. You get what you asked for. I know when I talk to guys now and they approach me, I think, oh God, is this some weird filter you've got going on because you're scared of the movement or something, she said. It's a bit dull. It's watering the guy's traits down, his character, his boldness, to make him nice, inoffensive, bland, forgettable, nice guy. She argued that men can be alpha males without being a burden, we'll say, to women, adding, treat them mean to keep them keen doesn't mean to be abusive. It just means don't be so readily available. Show that you have other options, things like that. It's just game strategy, which women play on men and men play on women. I feel like that's getting a bit lost. Yes, here's why it's lost. Let's take a young man. Let's see, how old did they say she was here? Sorry, just a second. I forgot. Okay, it just says she's a divorced mother of one. But she looks relatively young. I'd say like maybe late 20s. Here's the thing. Let's take the guys that she might be talking to, the late 20-somethings. For the last 10 years, since these young men were in school, they've been told to mind their manners. And that I just did an article on it, a day or two ago. Being masculine is toxic. Just being masculine, period, according to the American Psychological Association. Just being masculine is toxic in and of itself. Don't do that anymore. Don't be courageous. Don't be bold. Don't be aggressive. Well, they're not. Now they're not. But you've taught these young men for years and years and years through the 85% of teachers being female, to the majority of parents now being single mothers, to getting into college and having that being the yay girl power on campus. And then they get into the work world and they have to go through videos and meetings to know what is appropriate and not what's not appropriate anymore. And if you tell a young man, you cannot say that a woman even, oh, I like your dress. No, you cannot do that. Okay, if I can't say I like her dress, I guess I can't say she has a pretty smile or nice hair. If I can't even say you look nice, what's the pickup line you use? Hello, how are you? Nice weather. Like, guys don't know what they're doing anymore, right? So this has been trained into men, and now you're getting the result of that. And just like the video I did about the dating, where the pink-haired girl doesn't like what's happening on Bumble. This is what you asked for. You wanted effeminate, weak, soft, emotional, caring, loving men that will treat you like the queens and princesses you are. Well, ta-da, here you go. And yet here she is complaining about that, saying, I want men to be more masculine. You can't have it all. You've ruined it. It's going to take... You have to now change everything that you've taught young men and wait for it to swing around. Because men don't magically know when, number one, it's okay to be a little aggressive and okay to be a little manly. And when it's not okay to be a little manly or a little aggressive. See, we're not mind readers. So we don't know what you're thinking. So what's the safest way to navigate through all this minefield that you've laid out and the moving goalposts? Just be nice. Don't offend them in any way, and then hustle along and move on. The reason why online dating is safe is, number one, a lot of times you can set up a profile that has no direct information. Like if you don't give out your phone number, you don't give out your full name, you can even put in a fake name. All they have is a phone number, which you can even make fake phone numbers if you're like a tech-minded guy. They have no way to target you. So you can be a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more playful. That's why the dating apps do better for some guys, because they at least feel, hey, maybe I have a chance to talk to them without feeling like I'm going to get called out on something. Let's see. Kezia operates in the UK and also has a team in the US and runs weekend workshops costing $487 for one workshop and 7-day mastery programs for $4,500, as well as offering online training programs and ebooks to help men meet women. Man, you don't give money to a fish to tell you how to catch fish. It's not a smart move. The thing is, the guys that she's taking advantage of are the men that have zero confidence, that don't know how to navigate this stuff. She takes advantage of it, makes $4,500 or $450 a pop. And I'll tell you what, you guys send me $4,500, I will make sure you get all the way through this program. You know, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But you understand what I'm saying here. She claims the movement fear has pushed men towards dating apps, which she argues don't work because they are judged purely on how they look in picture, and often those photos are heavily edited and filtered. Yes, if you're a woman. She also added, it's meant many people now lack engaging conversation and flirting skills because they're so used to communicating via text messages. No, these young men, if they're comfortable in their own skin, they know how to flirt, they know how to talk. But again, if you try to go up to a woman and flirt a little bit and she doesn't want it, man, you're done, you're in trouble. Not good. So guys just are playing it smart. We're not talking to people one-on-one in real life, so our social skills are not in good shape. I won't disagree with that. A lot of women say this guy was so witty in his text messages, but when I saw him, he was a social freak, and it was really awkward. Or he could have just been really uncomfortable because you took the photo from up here, and he saw cleavage and a pretty face, and all of a sudden, all 350 pounds of you showed up. There's other reasons why guys could feel a little awkward in that situation. This is part of the reason she urges singletons to ditch dating apps, something she has never used herself, says the single divorced mother of one. I know that with all my ex-boyfriends, if I'd seen them on a dating app, I never would have swiped right, she said. Wow, so you're picky. It's not just about looks, it's also money. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, that's not on here. I misread that. It's not just about looks, and this is the terrible thing. The only people that are doing really well from the dating apps are good-looking people, or rich ones. You're just looking for your type of person. You're not going to be looking at someone and go, oh, maybe. When you meet people in real life, you see them in the bar interacting with other people, you think, oh, there's something about that person, the way they move, their eye contact. I had this experience a couple of years ago. I immediately was like, no, thank you. And then I got talking to him and I was like, oh gosh, wow. I found out he was a millionaire and suddenly I wanted to date him. No, they didn't say that either. I'm sorry, I got to be a little sarcastic during this. This is ridiculous. Oh gosh, wow. I called him Thunderbolt because I was like, where did that come from? One of the skills Kezia teaches is called conversational click, using tailored talking points that will hook people in and make them more curious and invested in the interaction. Or it's called having a personality. I always say to my guys, work massively on conversation because you know that you can have an engaging conversation with anybody and not be sitting there going, oh, I hope we have something in common. What happens next is you can connect, you relax, your anxiety relaxes, and you're able to vibe, she said. I always say, think about what your 3 best selling points are, think about what you've got going for you, and bring that to the forefront of a conversation. A lot of guys will say she has to get to know me, but she doesn't. It's not that simple. You have to market yourself very quickly, listen, and don't come out with the same crap everyone else does. If she says, I'm from Spain, rather than go, what part, how long have you been here for, you replace that generic with something like, you know what, I've never been there, tell me 2 things that make it an incredible place to visit. You know, that sounds very like pickup artisty. If someone were to say, I'm from Spain, and I said to you, hey, great, tell me your 2 favorite places to go and why I'd enjoy going there in 1,000 words or less. Come on, give me a break. That pickup stuff doesn't work. And again, it's easy for her to give out this information because she thinks that's what works. But it's not what works. What really works, honestly, and I actually have another story, a video I'm going to put out about this, is if you're a bubbly, happy, hey there, nice guy, women are less attracted to you than they are from the brooding, quiet, strong, masculine guy that's just chilling. And I got a story, maybe I'll put that up after this one if I do, look for it. But yeah, it's the chatty guy that's, hey there, you don't do well, no. Again, don't ask a fish how to catch fish. It's minor conversation alterations that make a huge difference. When people say, just be your confident best self, that doesn't translate. It's too vague. Kezia, whose clients vary in age from their 20s to their 50s and hail from all walks of life, as long as they have a lot of money. Said most men she coaches say if they receive better responses from women on the street or in a cafe or bar now than they did 5 years ago. Women are saying, this is so nice to have a conversation with someone. Someone is approaching me rather than having just conversations on dating apps, she explained. Before the women turned down the men anyway because they weren't tall, dark, and handsome and rich. I don't hear women complaining about men approaching them. If she's single and you're going there and having an authentic conversation with her, I think most women are going to be quite engaged with that. Again, she's very cute. Like, I'd talk to her. As you pointed out, dating apps are not necessarily a safe place to meet men because you can't get a good impression of someone's vibe. I know when I get to meet a guy, I trust my instincts. Can be quite dangerous to meet someone you don't know. Let's see. Is there anything else that's really... So here's the thing. Okay, I joke around a little bit, but look, if you're going to go out there, and I've said this many times, so let me retract some of what I'm goofing on here. If you're going to go out there and meet people, I've said it many, many, many times. Put down the dating apps. They don't work, right? Go out and meet people, but meeting somebody at a pub or a bar, you can do it. But you're going out, usually there's two reasons people go out. Number one, to knock back a couple cold ones, hang with some friends, or number two, to maybe meet somebody. So if you're looking for someone statistically where you'll have the best odds of meeting somebody, then I'd say that's not really such a bad idea. But when you get to be my age and you're a single guy and you roll into a bar, a pub by yourself, instantly, women go out with other women. They go out in groups. So as a single guy walking into a bar, you're going to find yourself surrounded by groups of women, and you don't have an in because it's not you and a buddy. And since you don't have anybody to talk to, you end up there looking like a stump on a rock when you go up and you get a drink, and you end up kind of just hanging by yourself. The only way I've ever had any success with that is you go in, you walk straight up, you order a drink, and immediately strike up conversation with somebody. Don't wait. Don't feel out the room. Just start talking to people. And I'd usually pick a guy. I'd just walk up to a guy and I'd say, hey, man, is anybody here? Can I squeeze in to get a drink? And he'd go, oh, no, you can squeeze in. I'd say, so what's the deal with this place? Like, and just whatever, just start talking to people. Before you know it, if he's a decent guy, usually you can have an interesting conversation, but all of a sudden you're not the weird, strange guy standing in the corner of the room sipping on something, but you're actually starting to engage with other people. If you do this often enough, the worst thing that could ever happen to you, let's say you walk into a bar and you try to strike up conversation with people. Hey, blah, blah, blah. The worst thing you can do is get shut down. And they say, bug off. So you bug off. Who cares? You don't know these people. They don't know you. There's no reason to let it even faze you. You go, okay, whatever. And you move over to somebody else and try to have a conversation. If it doesn't go well, pick another location to go hang out in. But once you do this long enough, you find that you don't care what other people think about you at all anymore. Then it makes everything easy. As a matter of fact, you can start going in and goofing on people and having fun with it. That's how you're going to meet people. Or meet somebody that is doing a hobby that you enjoy, whether it's photography, whether that's going to the park with your dog, whether it's going to the gym, something along those lines. There you go, guys. Now you all owe me $4,500. You can send all that money to the links down below. There's my PayPal and all my other accounts, right? So, guys, I'll leave it there. I think it's interesting, though, that, here's, again, they've asked for this. We've given it to them. And now all of a sudden they're upset because the men that are talking to them or even engaging in them with them, because most men aren't engaging with them, now they feel like, well, they have to go up and start the conversation. They have to go out and look for a guy. They wanted equality. Well, they've got it now, but they don't want to go and make the first move on guys, and they don't want, because they're afraid of getting turned down. So they want to stand around looking pretty like they have since the dawn of time and have men come up to them. And it's not happening anymore. That's the way you guys wanted it. So you got it. Guys, if you'd like to support my work, links are below. And don't forget, if you want me to read one of your questions on air and answer it, like I'd like to try to do a new segment with that, send it to beingthebestbachelor@gmail.com. The link is on my main page if you go to the About tab on my YouTube page. And in the topic or in the subject line, put advice. And whatever you sign, I'm not going to read your email address or anything like that, but whatever you sign the email as is the name I'll use. So even if your email comes from bobsmith@gmail, if you sign it lonely loser or friendly effer or whatever, I will read. That's what I'm going to read on air. So send me some questions if you guys have some fun comments, and if I find a good one, then we'll go that way, and maybe I'll do an episode or two like that. Guys, I'll leave it there. This is Better Bachelor. I'm Joker. Never ever ask a fish how to catch fish.